Hey there, and welcome to episode 4 of our series, Grounded. Today we're going to go over the subclavius, the pec major, and the pec minor. These muscles are very crucial in our forward motion and shape. And during this time in culture and in history, most of us are forward. The shape that we often take is driving, reading, on the computer, massaging. These are all impactful muscles when it comes to the forward cave of the shoulder. So if you think about it, if these muscles are pulling together, then that's actually bringing your shoulder forward. So when you think about having shoulder pain, we might only be treating the effect and not the cause. So if you keep treating the effect, you're going to be chasing the problem rather than actually working with it. So to start, the surface area that we're going to be working with is approximately the same size as your palm. So while you're working in this area, maintain our 3 key focal points, which is make sure that you've got your hands washed, make sure that you're breathing through these exercises, and then as always, make sure that you're maintaining your level of comfort. Some of you may experience more stiffness in this area, some of you might not. So just to simply start, we're going to work the clavicle here. So your first and second rib are on either side of the clavicle, and our pec minor and pec major also have multiple attachment sites in the ribs and up by the shoulder point where your clavicle meets your shoulder, your glenohumeral joint. So we're just going to work the entire surface in order to make sure that we've got those 3 muscles taken care of. So to start, we're going to go nice and gentle in circles right underneath the clavicle here. And you can even use that folding technique that we did in episode 1 with the base of the skull. You can just simply roll your shoulder onto your fingers, and that's going to help get deep into this muscle. Once you make it to the end of this clavicle, all of a sudden you'll kind of run into a bony landmark. We're going to stop right there and we're going to continue to fold in, but then we're going to start to go down and then out. And so as we continue working the pec major, we're just going to do circles gently around the chest. And then you can even play with changing the way that you're approaching that muscle, so the direction, and just see if your body feels differently with that. Do you notice that it's easier for you to get relief if you're working in a different rotation from a different angle? So that's basically subclavius and pec major. Your pec minor is underneath your pec major. So in order to get to it, we already started with the attachment site up here, so we've got that. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our arm up. We're going to grab onto this muscle here and then put our arm down, and you'll feel, oh, like there's something there. It almost feels like a cord. Some people actually notice that it feels like a muscle. Some people might feel like it could be bone, depending upon how stiff that muscle is. But a really easy way to work it is just by grabbing onto it, making sure that you're into your armpit so that you're underneath that pec major. And then you can just kind of rotate briefly. Grab it again, rotate, and then go a little bit lower. And that's simply our self-massage techniques for those 3 muscles. A really great way for you to work the pec major and the pec minor for a stretch is to take your arm at a 90-degree angle And once you're at that 90-degree angle, you can place a doorway right here, place yourself in a doorway and lean forward. That's a good one. You can also do it laying down so that the floor is where your face is, and then you roll onto the opposite shoulder, keeping this shoulder down and keeping your arm at a 90-degree angle. And those are just a couple simple stretches that you can do. Our focus again is to open up our chest here. And I'm not speaking from any sort of higher place. These are all things that I have to constantly work on. I have to constantly work on neck, shoulders, pecs, because I'm forward. So these videos are really helpful for me too. We're on this journey together. That's why this is our series. You're encouraging me by watching this, and I am really stoked to be able to continue to learn just so that I can give back. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing episode 5 with you.